Now, searing vegetables, I'm not gonna lie, is probably one of my favorite things to do. Welcome to the Food 52 Test Kitchen. My name is Josh Cohen. I'm the Test Kitchen Director here. Today, our test is inspired by questions we get from the Food 52 community about preparing big meals for family and friends. We want to find out which veggie side dishes can be made ahead versus what needs to be made right before you sit down. I'm going to make 2 batches of mushrooms and Brussels sprouts. One was cooked yesterday and will be reheated. The other batch we're going to cook right before we taste it here in the test kitchen, and we'll see if my guest can taste the difference. So we're about to sear some mushrooms, and there's a few simple ideas to keep in mind to make sure that you're successful. The first thing is I use a high heat neutral oil, so this is canola oil. The pan is extremely hot. I'm going to add my mushrooms. If I had been using olive oil instead of canola oil, the olive oil would have started smoking at a much lower temperature. The pan wouldn't be so hot. The fact that it's canola oil means the temperature can get up to about 500 degrees before it starts to smoke. Now, I added my mushrooms, and I'm pretty much going to leave them alone. The more you jostle around the pan when you first add something, the lower the temperature is going to get. Because moving the vegetables around the pan, they're going to release their liquid. It's going to drop the temperature in the pan. I want this to be as hot as possible because I want as much caramelization as possible. I'm not going to add salt until the very end of the cooking process here. Salt will draw the liquid out of these mushrooms, and again, the liquid is going to drop the temperature in the pan. We want the pan to be as hot as possible. Another thing you'll notice is it's a single even layer in the pan. I don't want to overcrowd the pan because that can lead to steaming. I want it to be a single layer so that they get seared and nice and caramelized. At this point, these mushrooms are nice and caramelized. I'm going to dump them out onto a sheet tray here, and I'm going to spread them out. The last thing you want to do is dump these into a bowl, let's say, because they'll be stacked on top of each other, and they're going to steam, and then all that caramelization that you built up is going to sort of dissipate in the steam. By throwing it onto a sheet tray like this and spreading them out, you're going to ensure that all that nice caramelization doesn't go away. Now, I have a trick that I like to do with mushrooms. These are still extremely hot. They were just in a hot pan. I'm going to take a raw clove of garlic. I'm going to grate it over this microplane. Just a little bit is good. I'm going to toss these hot mushrooms with that microplane garlic. These are really hot. And the residual heat of the mushrooms is going to just barely cook that microplane garlic, that raw garlic. It's going to make an amazing flavor. I wish you guys could sort of smell what's happening here because it's very unique. I'm going to add a little bit of chopped fresh thyme, which is also really flavorful. And ahead of time, I've caramelized some shallots. These are going to go on as well. Now, the mushrooms and the shallots are so savory. A lot of times, if you're eating very savory food, you also need a little bit of acidity to bring balance. And if something's very rich, you can have a bite or two of it. But if something is savory and has a little bit of acidity, you can have like 10 bites of it and not get tired. So sometimes I add lemon juice to this. Today I'm adding red wine vinegar. That's fine. Just a few drops is all you need. You don't want it to taste overtly acidic, but that little touch of acidity, it's going to do wonders. This looks beautiful. Here we have Brussels sprouts that we've made ahead of time. They've been chilling in the fridge. We're going to reheat them in the oven. These Brussels sprouts we're about to cook right this second. We're going to taste the difference and determine is one better than the other. As I throw them in, I'm going to sort of finish with my hand going forward. That way the oil doesn't splatter up and hit my hand. If you get scared and drop it straight down, the oil can splatter up and hit you. One single even layer on the Brussels sprouts here. You don't want to overcrowd your pan because then your vegetables are going to steam. And you don't want that. You want them to sear. The more color you get, I think, the more flavor. So when I'm cooking a vegetable like this, I consider it a race. You're racing to get as much color as you can, as fast as you can, before the vegetable turns totally soggy and mushy. I like to think of vegetables almost like pasta, where there's a space between raw and overdone, like an al dente space, a little toothsome bite. The moment your vegetable goes from raw to like just barely cooked, that's the ideal texture for me. Corey, tell them who you are.
I'm Corey Baldwin. I'm the Director of Partner Content here at Food 52, and I'm really hungry, so
Perfect.
I'm ready.
So We were getting like very deep into side dishes, basically.
Okay.
If you're doing like a big meal for your family or for friends, kind of trying to figure out what can you make ahead of time versus what should you make just before guests arrive.
Okay.
And coming up
Into
with
it.
certain criteria of like texture or temperature, like there's always different things to think about. So we have what should be, like in terms of flavor, 2 identical Brussels sprouts and 2 identical mushrooms.
Okay.
But one was cooked ahead of time and we reheated it, and one we cooked just this moment.
What do you want to start with?
Brussels sprouts? Let's just go for it.
Either or. Should we taste the same one at the same time?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. These are cooked very simply, the Brussels sprouts. Mm-hmm. Hot pan, salt, pepper,
Little
and
acid?
lemon. Yeah,
Okay.
and that's it.
It's really good. Okay. The biggest difference I can see, but haven't tasted yet, is the color. These ones are way more green
Right.
than these guys.
Right. In terms of flavor, they should be pretty much identical. We're mainly tasting for texture.
Yeah, I can definitely feel the textural difference, I would say. These ones are a lot more crunchy and like crisp tender than these ones, which are still really tasty. Like
Right.
the flavor actually is pretty much exactly the same, but these ones are a little more like, I don't want to
touch
say
softer.
mushy, but they're
Right.
like softer
They're not
throughout.
mushy.
They're not mushy.
No.
Actually, I'm gonna taste this another one.
Sure. It's not such a stark difference. Like, if you serve these, I think you could still be proud of them. It's not like a disaster. I wouldn't feel
These ones are
shame.
better,
I wouldn't feel shame from serving these. I do think these are better, and that's sort of the point.
These are really good Brussels sprouts,
Thanks.
Josh.
The acidity, adding lemon and then putting it in the fridge, changed the color here.
Okay,
Should we do the
mushrooms,
mushrooms?
yeah.
Okay. So these have a little bit more going on. There's caramelized shallot in there. There's fresh thyme. Now, our theory going
taste
into
the
it.
garlic.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not like a hard bit of raw garlic, but it's not like seared either.
Okay.
It's like just that
Yeah.
residual.
Yeah,
heat.
yeah. I love garlic. These are good. I like them both. I can't taste the difference.
Yeah, and that's sort of the idea. Mushrooms are a great candidate for prepping something ahead of time and then working less the day of the party.
Okay.
I guess the concept is we're talking about like when you write your menu, you should analyze it and determine early on what you can prep ahead of time and what needs to happen at the last second. And if you have too many things that need to happen at the last second, it's not a good menu.
It sucks, yeah.
And you should think about replacing it
You're
with
gonna be
things.
sweating when you sit down to eat
Yeah,
dinner.
because even a professional chef would have a hard time pulling that off.
Can you have too many make-ahead dishes, or is that just like, could you never have enough make-ahead?
That's a good question.
Like if you don't have enough fridge storage, maybe?
Ooh, yes. If you don't have enough fridge storage, maybe you want certain items that you can make at the last second. Even items that you don't have to store in your fridge at all.
Yeah, like you can have the
A
vegetables sit
squash
out.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just know that you made these at so this one is like more room temp and this one's warm. They're really good warm, but like the flavor is exactly the same, but I keep eating this one just because they're
The warm one.
The warm one.
That's interesting. These we just made, but they sort of cooled down.
So you reheated them.
Right, those were really hot from the oven,
okay.
having been made earlier
Yeah.
in the day from the fridge. So good to know that these
Yeah.
taste better when they're really hot.
I'm gonna make both of these things.
Cool. These are on the website.
And those are just Brussels sprouts with salt and pepper and lemon.
seared Brussels sprouts, salt, pepper, lemon. That's
Okay.
it.
Done.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. The main factor to consider is texture. If you're going for a specific texture on a vegetable, like with Brussels sprouts, I like them almost al dente, you're not gonna be able to reproduce that perfect texture if you make it ahead of time and then reheat it in the oven. Many choices to make in terms of side dishes, whether you choose mushrooms or Brussels sprouts. There's a few sort of fundamental techniques that I think apply to everybody. Don't overcrowd the pan. Don't salt your vegetables until they're almost done cooking because you don't want them to release their water. And I do think that it makes sense to cook your vegetables at a very high heat for a short amount of time, get as much color as you can before they turn mushy. That's sort of my 2 cents. Whether you choose to make string beans or mushrooms or Brussels sprouts or anything else, that's up to you.